It was supposed to be an ordinary night, a night where I quietly walked down the hallway, pushed open my son's door, and whispered a simple goodnight. But I never expected that in doing so, everything in my life would change forever, you see. Family moments are the kind we take for granted. We think we know every corner of our homes, every secret of our children's lives, every rhythm of their hearts, but sometimes the truth hides right in front of us, waiting for the perfect, or maybe the worst, moment to reveal itself. That evening, the air felt heavy. I don't know why, I couldn't explain it. Maybe it was mother's instinct, maybe just a strange pull inside me. My son, Daniel, had been quieter than usual at dinner. His eyes seemed distant, his smile forced. I thought maybe he was tired or stressed from school. He had always been a good kid, gentle, caring, the kind who thought about others before himself. But that night, something inside me told me he was carrying more than he was showing. As I walked to his room, I noticed the faint glow of his lamp seeping out from the crack under his door. It was late. Normally, I'd scold him lightly and tell him to sleep, but tonight, I hesitated. I reached for the doorknob, turned it slowly, and pushed it open. What I saw froze me in place. Daniel wasn't alone. Sitting beside him on the floor was his best friend, Michael. The two of them weren't just talking or playing video games. Their eyes were red, faces wet with tears, and they were holding each other tightly as if letting go would mean falling apart. For a moment, I didn't breathe. I just stood there, confused, my heart pounding. I had seen Daniel with Michael 1,000 times before they grew up together. Shared birthdays, sleepovers, even family vacations, but never, not once, had I seen this side of them. "Mom," Daniel's voice cracked when he noticed me. His arms pulled back from Michael, and I saw fear in his eyes, not the kind of fear that comes from being caught doing something wrong, but the kind of fear that comes from being exposed, from being vulnerable. Michael wiped his face quickly, looking down at the floor. I swallowed hard, trying to steady my voice. "What's going on?" I whispered. Daniel hesitated, his lips trembling as if he wanted to say something but didn't know how. The silence stretched, and my chest ached with every second. Finally, he said softly, "Mom, I didn't want you to find out like this." The weight of his words sank into me. My hands shook slightly as I stepped inside the room. "Find out what?" I asked, though deep inside, I already knew. Daniel took a deep breath, his eyes flickering to Michael before looking back at me. I like him, more than just a friend. My world shifted. In that instant, years of memories rewound in my mind, the way Daniel always lit up around Michael, the way Michael was always the first person he called, the way they seemed to understand each other without words. I thought it was just friendship, but now, everything clicked into place. I sat on the edge of his bed, trying to gather myself. A storm of emotions rushed through me: confusion, fear for what this might mean for him, but also a deep, unexpected tenderness, because the truth was, I didn't see shame in his eyes. I saw love. Michael finally spoke, his voice breaking. "I'm sorry, Mrs. Green. We didn't mean to hide it from you. We were scared." And in that moment, I realized this wasn't about me at all. This was about two young hearts, both trembling, both uncertain of the world's judgment, but finding comfort in each other. I reached out and took Daniel's hand. His palm was sweaty, trembling. "You don't have to be afraid with me," I said quietly. My voice cracked, but I meant every word. "You're my son. Nothing will ever change that. Not this, not anything." Daniel broke down, sobbing into my shoulder, and Michael just sat there, tears streaming down his face. I pulled them both close, and for the first time, I realized how much weight they'd been carrying, hiding their truth in silence. But that was only the beginning. The days that followed weren't easy. My husband, Mark, struggled to understand. He grew up in a strict household, where different was seen as wrong. The night Daniel told him, voices were raised, tempers flared. I stood between them, my heart torn in two. Daniel's pain was unbearable to watch, and Mark's confusion felt like a wall I couldn't break through. I remember Daniel locking himself in his room afterward, Michael waiting outside in the rain because he refused to leave him alone. That image will never leave me. The loyalty, the devotion, the kind of love that doesn't walk away even when the world feels against you. It took weeks of conversations, tears, and arguments. Mark felt betrayed, not because of who Daniel loved, but because he felt blindsided. But slowly, he began to see. He saw how genuine Daniel and Michael's bond was. He saw the way they made each other stronger. And one evening, I watched as Mark placed a hand on Michael's shoulder and said softly, take care of him. That was his way of acceptance, even if the words were few. And me. That night I opened Daniel's door. I thought I was just saying goodnight. Instead, I walked into a truth that changed how I saw love, how I saw strength, and how I saw my son. Love doesn't always look like the picture we expect. Sometimes it shows up in the quietest places, in the tears of two boys holding on to each other in the dark. And sometimes it takes opening a door to finally see it. So if you're listening right now, remember, this love is love, and when it's real, it deserves to be seen, to be honored, and to be embraced. Stay tuned for more stories filled with love, heartbreak, and lessons of life.